Hi everyone, welcome to Carmen's Australian Storytime. Today I am reading an Enid Blyton book. Enid Blyton is one of my most favorite authors and illustrators. And this one is The Mouse and the Squirrel. No blurb, so let's see what this book is about. A mouse and a squirrel being friends. Well, there is a little blurb. It says, "Winter is coming and Mouse needs food to survive the cold weather. Will Squirrel lend a hand?" You might be able to read along with this book because the words are lovely and big. I'll move a bit closer so that you can see the screen. There was a little mouse who lived in a hole in a ditch. He ran about all night long, looking for titbits everywhere, and one night he went into a cottage and sniffed about for a bit of bacon or piece of cheese. Aha! What was this? Bacon? Bacon rind, smelling fresh and delicious. The mouse ran to it and began to nibble, but alas, it was a trap, and there came a loud rap as the trap worked and tried to catch the little mouse. He leapt backward, but his front foot was caught and badly hurt. Oh dear. Rat traps are pretty vicious. The little mouse squealed and pulled his foot away. Then, limping badly, he hurried out of the cottage by the hole through which he had come and went back to the wood. His foot made him feel very ill, for it pained him. He could not go out hunting for grain and seeds as he used to do. He was hungry and wondered if he could ask for help from someone. By his hole he saw a fat grey squirrel who was sitting up on his hind legs, his bushy tail well in the air, nibbling at an acorn. "Good day, squirrel," said the mouse, humbly. "Could you spare me an acorn, or could you get me a scarlet hip from the wild rose bramble over there?" A scarlet hip is a piece of the strawberries, the berry part. "What?" cried the squirrel in a rage. "You, a mouse, dare to ask a grey squirrel for a favour like that? Of course I shall not get food for you." It's not very kind, is it? "Do you think I am a servant of mice? The idea of asking such a thing!" "I do not mean to be uncivil," said the mouse. "It is only that I have hurt my foot and cannot get food." "Then ask someone else to do your hunting for you," said the selfish squirrel, and bounded off. Little Mouse sat at the entrance to his burrow and watched the squirrel. It was autumn, and the little grey creature was storing away tiny heaps of nuts here and there, so that when he awoke for a few warm days now and then in the winter time, he could go back to his hidden stores, have a feast, and then go to sleep again. He hid some acorns behind the ivy bark. He put some nuts under a pile of leaves in the ditch. He scraped a little hole under the roots of the oak tree and put 4 nuts there. He went to the hollow tree nearby and laid 7 acorns. He was well prepared for warm days in the winter. The mouse wished he could go and take some of the nuts, but he could not move far without pain. He lay in his hole and nearly starved. Then another mouse ran by and saw the thin and hungry one. "What's the matter?" he asked, running into the hole. The little mouse soon told him. The other mouse listened. "Well, you know," he said, "I would dearly love to help you, but I have a large and hungry family, and it is all I can do to find food for them. It is very scarce this year." "I know where plenty of food is," said the little mouse eagerly. "Get it for me and we can all share. Look for acorns behind the ivy bark and in the hollow tree. Hunt under the leaves in the ditch for nuts, and under the roots of the oak tree opposite. I saw the squirrel put some there." Oh boy. Getting a feeling that selfish squirrel should have shared, don't you? The other mouse ran off in glee. Sure enough, he found nuts and acorns in plenty. He carried them one by one to his own hole, fetched the first mouse and helped him along to the hole too. Then with all the mouse family, the first little mouse ate in peace. Soon his leg was quite well, and he could run about happily once more. The grey squirrel slept soundly until the month of January, when there was a warm spell. He awoke and went to find his nuts. But alas for him! However hard he looked, he could not find anything to eat at all. His cupboards were empty, each one. He went back to his tree, hungry, and slept again. Then February came and the sun sent warm fingers into the trees where the squirrel slept soundly. Once again he awoke and came scampering down, hungry as a hunter. He searched behind the ivy bark. No acorns there. He hunted in the ditch. No nuts there. He looked in the hollow tree. No acorns to be seen. And last of all, he put his little paw in the hole he had made beneath the roots of the oak tree. Nope, not a nut to be found. He must go hungry. I shall starve, he said, in fright. And then he suddenly caught sight of the little mouse, who was now plump and sleek. The squirrel called to him, "Oh, mouse, you are fat. Let me have a little of your food. I beg you. I am lean and hungry, and I cannot find any of the food I stored away. I must have looked in the wrong places." Did he? Last autumn, I asked you for a little food, said the mouse, stopping, but you said no. Why would I help you now? You are right, said the squirrel sadly. I treated you badly. There is no reason why you should not treat me the same. Wait, said the mouse. There is a reason why I should not treat you the same, squirrel. You and I are not alike. You are selfish and greedy, but I am not. You shall share what I have. He brought the squirrel 2 nuts and an acorn. The squirrel thanked the mouse humbly and vowed that he would repay the mouse when he found his own stores that he had hidden away. I was lucky this winter, said the little mouse with a gleam in his eye. I found 4 heaps of nuts and acorns, 1 behind the ivy bark, 1 in the ditch, 1 in the hollow tree, and 1 under the roots of the oak. So I and my friends have feasted well. The squirrel listened. At first he was angry, but then he remembered that after all the mouse had let him have some food. So these are my nuts and my acorn, he said. Well, I deserved to lose them for my greed. Forgive me, mouse. Next autumn I will store up a hoard for you too. He kept his word, and now he and the mouse are great friends. And if you see one, you will know that the other is somewhere nearby. So it's always a good idea to share and care and be kind, isn't it? Because it doesn't matter. You never know when you're going to meet that person or see someone again, and they will be able to share back with you. What goes around comes around, right? And I always feel so much better when I'm giving to others rather than taking from others or keeping it for myself. And that's the end of the story. Thank you for joining me on Carmen's Australian Storytime. Love Enid Blyton. If you ever see an Enid Blyton book, you just got to get it because they're the best books. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to click and subscribe, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.